Good morning, all. So, I don't know how many of you have ever told the story about my luxurious 2009 Traverse that I stole and have made quite a bit of money off so far. Um, I have a problem with it right now. I'll get to it in a second, but for those who don't know, I'll just give you a little refresher. So, in March this year, this truck came on my lift. Customer owned it. It was towed in, didn't run. Um, It needed like 4 or 5 coils. They were all none of them were firing. Time and chain codes, a couple other things. The tires were bald on one side. The strut was blown out. Needed brakes all the way around. So I got a whole bunch of prices together, and it was the guy was just like, forget it, I'm trading it in. He's out. So I got my eye on this thing. I'm like, time and chains are under special policy. I can get paid for that. These a couple bucks here and there, tires and brakes and stuff like that. Whoop-de-doo. So I inquire about it. They tell me they got it for $5,000. I can have it for $6,000. They basically just want to make $1,000 on wherever they get in. Trucks, all-wheel drive, $94,000. In the books, it's worth $13,000 to $15,000. I'm like, okay, I'll bite. So I get it. I had to pay for six aftermarket coils. They were like $40 a piece or something like that. My cost. 6 coils in it. Did the struts, the brakes, all the way around, and tires and alignment. Did the timing chains under special policy. Got paid 12 or 11, 7 hours, whatever those were, all-wheel drive, to do those. Still wouldn't run. It would run and then shut off. That's where I was done with when I was done with the coils and the chains and stuff. So it took me a hot bit and realized that the one cat exploded, dumped down to the third cat. So I hollowed out all 3 cats. Then I paid $100 for our tuning guy to come over and tune out 420 and 430 out. So, I don't have any cats. So then I bought when we bought the truck. I paid $6,000. Then I paid like $700 in parts. So it was like $67. And we paid like $2,400 for a 4-year, 48,000 mile policy, a pretty decent one. When I did that, as soon as I got done driving, the car ran pretty decent. After I got the cats all gutted out, it after it got real hot, I had a little tick 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 just when it was really hot. So I knew something was going down. I started putting Lucas in it. I was like, you have that 30-day grace period for the warranty. I drive it for like 2,700 miles, a month and a half, and finally the oil pressure light comes on when the Dunkin' Donuts parking lot. I'm like, oh, it's going down. So I go into my shop, and I'm like, I tell the writers, I'm like, who wants to do an engine job? They're like, I got the one guy, Adam, who was the one who kind of like facilitated the deal of me getting the truck to begin with. So I was like, you get this ticket, because this is gonna be good. It had 3 spun bearings. They told me, of course, we call the company. The company tells us to do a tear down. They want point of failure. 3 spun bearings, which I don't know how it ran that good. It just had a tick. It had a low oil pressure. 3 spun bearings. So I take it all the way down, take it out. They're fighting with. They're calling me because they're calling me as like Joe Schmo customer, which was really funny because every time I had talked to them, they were like, oh, Mr. Pellissier, we seen you just bought this car. And then I would do like my Clark Griswold. I'm like, whoa, gosh darn it, we were driving on the highway and the oil pressure light came on. We were scared. We just bought this vehicle, He has no idea I'm the guy working on it, which is hilarious, So, yeah. So it went back and forth. Basically, eventually they gave the okay to do an engine job on it. But they were going to give me an LKQ. I know me and Kurt Hopkins know what the hell that means. So, no, thank you. So I found out my cost. They were going to allow up to $3,700 for parts, and it's like 22 hours labor to do an engine on one of them. So I worked it out. Where list price because I gave them a list price for a new GM. The new GM list was like $4,600 or something like that. My cost was $3,900. They opted. We called them back and basically told them that we want the customer wants to buy pay the difference for a new GM. So they said they'd give up the $3,700 for the total cost of parts. So for me, I had to pay $200 out of pocket, and I got a brand new GM, crate motor out of it, turnkey, put it in. They didn't, you know, they don't know what's going on. I get paid 22 hours at 30 something bucks an hour. So you do the math. I got actually still paid $400 to put my own engine in my own truck. Woo! So I did a couple little things here and there, and I've gotten paid for it under the you know the warranty I've got. And now at 45 to 55 miles an hour at a slight incline, the torque converter is taking a dump. So this is going to be beautiful because about 5 months ago, oh, she's doing it right now. You can feel good. Slip. A couple months ago, I had a customer come in with an Acadia that had like 180,000 on it, and the wave plate broke on it. This truck has a special policy. I should remind you, that's something else I should mention in a second. This truck has a special policy on for the wave plates breaking. It's got up to 120. I got like 112 on it right now, right? It's going to be perfect because that guy came in. Obviously, the special policy was out. He wanted to keep the truck. He bought a new transmission for like $2,000. I did the trans like just a regular Serta trans. Well, I took that old one apart, the core, took out the pieces for the what you call it. The oh no, I'm sorry, it wasn't a Serta because they didn't want the core back. It was an LKQ or something like some junkyard, so they didn't want the junkyard one back. So I took out the parts of it. I got the reaction sun shell, the 153R housing, broken wave plate, all this stuff. Just I'll help you in a minute, babe. So I've had it sitting under my box for months because, like, you know, if I have to do a special policy, I do have to return, you know, bad parts. I can't just throw, you know, can't do, fraud. So I got those parts in my box waiting. So this is gonna be glorious because I'm gonna write up a ticket today that's gonna say vehicle towed to shop, no reverse. And that's going to be the warranty ticket, and then there's going to be another ticket for the that's just going to say, you know, truck is shaking and surging on highways for the extended warranty. So we're going to do 2 tickets. The extended warranty is going to probably they're going to have to pay for the torque converter. It's totally covered, and that's going to be, you know, 10, 11 hours with Diag somewhere on there to pull an R&R to trans and put a converter in it. Or the special policy pays a little crappy because it's warranty. I will rebuild the trans for the most part, doing the 153R housing, and I'll get paid $12.3 for that. So I'm going to turn this into a 23-hour trans repair. And lastly, I was going to mention, this is all-wheel drive. The all-wheel drive ones pay really good, as my Chevy guys will know. It had a special policy for the power steering slip stick or sticking. That was like 8 hours I got paid to do on this thing. So far, I've calculated the total amount I've been paid on my own vehicle has been 43 hours. If I do this and it works out good, I do those 2 tickets, that'll be 22. I will have made almost 67 hours on my own vehicle.